Hey, I really hope that you all are having a blessed day. So, as promised, I'm on today. God had me in the book of Ruth, chapter 1, like he had me reading chapter 1 through chapter 3. He's been really bringing me in there quite often lately. One of the things that I heard this morning when I woke up is it's like for some of you all, the enemy is rising up in your life and trying to reach out to people. I don't know if it's like in witchcraft or trying to get people to curse you. You know what I'm saying? To pray that things in your life will go sour, to pray that things in your life won't be successful, to pray that, you'll be delayed or things fall apart, things like that. Kind of like what Balaam was expected to do by Balak. Remember Balak? Or however you say his name, Balak, however you say his name. Remember, that was in Numbers, when Balaam was he was called upon by Balak to come, by Balak, yeah. He was called upon by Balak to go before the children of Israel to curse them. But what I heard this morning when I woke up is that God is going to bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. So whoever it is that is rising up in your life and trying to pray that your life does not succeed, the paths God has chosen for you fall, end up to a dead end, things like that. That's what I was picking up this morning. It's not going to be good for those people that are rising up against you in this time, because just like he said, he's going to bless those who's blessing you in this time and curse those who are cursing you. So they need to get it together. In the book of Ruth, he had me in chapter 1. So let's see where he had me started. So chapter 1 verse 20 says, "And she said unto them, Call me not Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty have dealt very bitterly with me." So for many of you all in this time, you're feeling like Naomi. Naomi means pleasant or gentle, or my sweetness, sweetness or delight, and so she said, "Call me not Naomi," which her name has all of those beautiful meanings. And she just felt like what she was going through, like her current state, or how she felt that God was being towards her, her name was not befitting. She asked to be called bitterness, because that's what she felt like she was being given from the hand of the Lord in this time, and from life itself, like the things that happened. She lost her husband, she lost her son, so she didn't feel like the name that she was given at birth as nothing. Like she didn't feel like that matched up to what she had been through during that time. And then what's so crazy is God has sent Ruth to her, and Ruth meant sweetness as well, to a certain degree. So, the very thing that she was saying that she wasn't, God still had in the midst of her. And she even, to let you know that she felt like her life was not deserving of this. Remember, she tried to send away Ruth too. She tried to send the sweetness away because she felt bitter, bitterness, according to what she had faced in her life. Because remember, she tried to send Ruth and her sister-in-law, both of them, her other daughter-in-law away too, told them to go back home. They would be able to remarry, and, she prayed for them to be successful, on and so forth. And so that's one thing that he was pointing out to me today as well. So, yeah, so just like Naomi, in this time, many of us feel as though God has dealt very bitterly towards us. But it's all a distraction. It is all, something that the enemy is trying to cause you to be downtrodden with, and to feel like you're in a pit and like things are not going in the right direction. But remember this, remember Naomi they were in Moab. And we all know that Moab was a very sinful place. They served idols. They were sacrificing children, to the idols, burning ashes and all this here other stuff, praying and serving this false god. And you know, with her living in a place like that, when you're in the wrong territory, you know, you might be successful at first, you know what I'm saying? But when God gets tired of you being in that place, he will cause certain things to happen to you to get the point across that it's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to cross over into, you know, the very thing that he has for you. And a lot of times, you know, if we are willing to let go of the thing that we love, that was another section that he had me reading in today, you know, David and Absalom. You know, we know that David loved Absalom. David was willing to sacrifice the kingdom, you know what I'm saying, for what he loved, for his son. You know, he was willing to die instead of his son Absalom. You know, when Absalom was caught and he was killed, that hurt David. You got to be willing to sometimes let go of that comfort zone. Let go of sometimes the things that you love, because some of the things that you love is going to hurt you in the long run if you don't let it go, let it die. You know what I'm saying? So what God is calling you forward to in this time is greater than any expectation you are currently feeling or thinking that is best for your life. God has greater for you. So if he is calling you forth to make that move, you know, trust God that he has everything planned out, everything allotted for the perfect time. I'm talking about everything is just going to fall in place. Trust God, trust, you know, that he understands what you're going through, what you may be feeling. You know, on the inside, he understands, he sees you, he knows the hurt. But if he's calling you to let something die, let it go. Let it go, because he has greater he's about to take you into. And so also Bethlehem, right? So that was also in, so verse 22 says, so Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law, with her, which returned out of the country of Moab, and they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of the barley harvest. So right there, Bethlehem means house of bread. See, she had to leave that sinful place where she was to be able to enter in to receive what God has for her. All right, that he was going to do through Ruth, you know, to make things whole, to make her whole again, to make her feel pleasant, to let her know she is God's beloved, and to see the inner beauty and everything that God still placed within her, and the feelings that he still felt for her was still great and not bitter as the enemy had her thinking. All right, so when they spoke of them returning to Bethlehem in the beginning of the barley harvest, this symbolizes renewal. So God is also doing a renewal. So something is getting ready to happen in the people of God's life that is going to shake them like never before. They're going to be shocked. You're getting ready to be shocked and surprised for the renewing that God is getting ready to bring forward in your life, you know, through this open door. Like he had me to tell y'all before, it's going to be something that you've never experienced before, nothing that you're familiar with. There is greatness God is getting ready to birth in your life and through you. So get ready. These meanings have significance in this time because God is bringing this forth in the lives of his children, which he just had me to say that. I had wrote that down, so I'm sorry, y'all, I repeated myself. But sometimes you got to say it again, you know, let it sink in, you know. So, yeah, this is getting ready to come forward in many of God's people's life today. So, one of the things also, well, which I said that already. So, yeah, but with Naomi, you know, it's all about territory. When you're in the wrong place, you know, like I said, you might succeed for a certain amount of time. You know, you might be successful, but in the end, you know, God, he'll tolerate it. But when he's through with that, yeah, it's time to go, you know, and you got to be willing not to look back. You know, you got to be willing to leave behind everything that was, you know, there to be able to get to what God is calling you forward to today. And just look at the blessing. You know, God strengthened them. You know, he fed them. He, you know, made the way. You know what I'm saying? When they were at that point where they felt they had no way, but they just had to take the risk and be willing to go move forward, to go back, you know, to Naomi's hometown where she had came from, you know, where she was brought up. And look at what happened. You know, sometimes you just got to step out and trust God. Take that chance. You know, just trust him. Everything is going to line up to his will and to his way and in his time. And just trust and believe that you all be blessed. So again, God is going to bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. Again, get ready for the renewal that is getting ready to come to pass. You are entering into the house of bread, where you are going to be satisfied, overly satisfied, cup running over. Okay, so get ready for it. Trust God. You know, whatever it is that may be making you feel like you're in a state of feeling bitterness from God, what God is going to bring into you is going to be so great. He's going to wash all that away. You're going to be like, what bitterness? You're going to forget that it ever happened. You're going to forget that whatever tough times that you had to go through is just going to be washed away. I believe that was one of those. That was either David or that was either David or Joseph. One of them, they had a son. They had been through some tough times. And when God had intervened and he blessed them in such a way that he made them forget the pain that they had went through to get to birth, you know, that which God had brought forth in their lives, you know, like the bitterness. So just get ready for the bitterness to be behind you. It's about to die. So get ready. Y'all be blessed. I'll see y'all next time.